How are you holding up, friend? It's wintertime here where I am, and it can be a tough time for many people. The days are short, and it can be easy to lose motivation and joy. That is why we must try to seek out joy on our own accord. The daily rhythms of winter can become quite mundane after a while, especially if it's cold outside and we're stuck inside. So one way that I'm trying to embrace this ordinary cold winter weekend is to do a little bit of a home reset where I give my apartment a much needed refresh to get me feeling inspired during these gloomy winter days. There's also a few other things I hope to do during this weekend, including more home related things, cleaning, perhaps doing a drawing class, and reading The Circus Train, which I will share more about in just a second. First, with our home reset things, it is time to take the Christmas tree down finally. I think this has been the longest I've left my tree up, well into February. It was certainly a much needed reset to my home, but it also was kind of weird, which is perhaps why I was neglecting to do it, because we moved into this new apartment in November of last year, and then immediately I decorated for Christmas before really making the home feel like a home. So our living area has had a Christmas tree ever since we moved in, essentially. So taking it down was kind of a end of an era, the end of our initial chapter in this new place. It was certainly bittersweet for me, but I am ready for moving on, changing, switching up our space. So a major tip to feel a little bit better during this winter time is just rearrange your space, your home, move around some furniture, put up some new decorations, do a deep clean, just move the energy in there. Reading always helps with the winter blues, so I started reading The Circus Train by Amita Parikh, and I picked it up on a whim on Friday, and by bedtime, I had already read 140 pages, so it definitely was holding my attention. Another thing that I try and prioritize during the winter is just getting out of the house, and if I can't do any outdoor activities, I try and find indoor activities. So we're gonna go to the mall. Here's my little mall rat outfit. So let's go. I've made some apple caramel tea, much needed after being outside on this wintry day, and I wanted to show you guys what I got at Michael's because I have a little bit of an art haul, if you will. I wanted to get some art supplies for my drawing curriculum that I'm hoping to start very soon. I keep procrastinating on that, but I talked about my art goals and my drawing curriculum goals 2 videos ago. I'll link that up in the cards if you guys haven't seen that, but basically on artprof.com I want to take a drawing basics course, and I was looking over the supplies and they listed some supplies that I don't have because really I only have like graphite pencils and colored pencils, and that's kind of it. So I got a charcoal set, so I would have some more options for the different lessons that they're gonna have me do. Probably haven't used charcoal since like high school, maybe in college when I took a year of art at an art school, but yeah, I don't really venture into the realm of charcoal, so it'll be definitely a out of comfort zone experience when I do those lessons, but we can't grow unless we get out of our comfort zone. I also got a white Jelly Roll pen just because I don't have a white gel pen or anything to use on like dark paper, and in my 365 days of drawing book there was an exercise that required us to write on black like paper, and I wish I had this, so I just used some other options that I had and forced me to get creative. So at least I have this on hand for future activities. I also got a pencil sharpener, an enclosed pencil sharpener, so I can take this with me, which would be nice. So now I have tons of sharpeners because I only have one and I think it's like dying. And lastly is some craft bond tape for like scrapbooking and things. I want to use this for my Hobonichi to paste things, tape things into my Hobonichi for memory keeping. That's what that is for. It is time to relax for the rest of the evening. I'm going to hop back into the night circus. I'm going to hop back into the circus train, and I've made it to part 2 and I have about 100 and so pages to go. I'm on page 205 and I have about 170 pages left. I definitely think I can finish this book this weekend, maybe tomorrow, and that'll be a very quick read and my first official book of February. So, all right, friends, let's have a little book talk because I loved this book. The Circus Train is historical fiction near and dear to my heart, taking place at the beginning and throughout World War II, about a girl named Lena who has polio and is bound to a wheelchair. Her father is an illusionist in a traveling circus that travels all around Europe. Similar concept as The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, which I really enjoyed. I thought it was a good time to pick up this book because I love the magical elements when I read books around a circus theme. And at the beginning of the story, our main character is 9 years old and we see her grow into a teenager, which is heartwarming to watch. Lena is traveling in a circus with her father. She's lonely and nobody wants to be her friend. She meets this boy named Alexandre and they develop a friendship. There's a lot of really interesting elements to the story, such as the medical angle with Lena having polio during a time period when there are experimental treatments and innovations to cure polio, plus the whole historical context around watching Lena grow up during a war and having a direct impact of that and Nazi Germany. And Alexandre is Jewish, so he is hiding throughout the book from the Nazis. So I think the core message in this book is that despite living in a dark time, there are still ways we can find joy in life and in the present moment despite what is happening around us. This book had me feeling very emotional by the end, which is why I thought it was a great book and highly recommend to you guys. I decided to finally conquer this nightstand, which has been on my to-do list for a very long time because for whatever reason I just did not want to put it together. I think the main reason I was avoiding it was because I was just really burned out from putting furniture together when we moved in and unpacking and all of that. So it feels amazing to finally have it done, and I don't have to think about it, and our bedroom looks way more put together. So call this a sign, friends. If there's a lingering task that you keep putting off, do it. It might make you feel a lot better, release some stress, perhaps add a little joy to your life. We're here for it, right?
Was a nice little much needed walk. It is significantly warmer today. Like, it feels like summer in comparison to how the past few days have been. Albeit I went out the house and realized I should have brought a hat and had to pull out my mittens to keep my little hands warm. I have realized recently that as an earth sign, as a Taurus, I need to get outside during the winter to just feel whole, to feel myself, and that's difficult when it's cold outside and it gets dark early and motivation is low. So I really want to try and take advantage of these warmer days as much as I can to try and get outside. And the other good thing is that days are getting longer, the sun sets later, and that just gives me hope that, like, you know, spring, summer is on its way. The days are not going to be completely dark much longer, and it's a cycle, which is why I love seasons and the cycle of things. But anyway, I've made myself some peppermint tea to warm me up because I need it, and I've sat to my desk to do a little creative block. I've been trying to do these more on the weekends, Sundays in particular, where I just carve out some time in my afternoon to do art related things. So now I think I'm going to start doing that drawing class that I mapped out into Notion. It's Bardot Brush's free How to Draw People series, which is like 4 weekly classes that is designed for you to take over the course of a month. So we're gonna try that. This week is faces. I'm excited to dive in and have a more, I don't know, structured learning approach to drawing. So